All right. Can y'all hear me all right? Um, I believe we are good to go. Let me go ahead and get my camera over here. Quick. We'll go with right there. So y'all should be able to see me all right. Um, I will be covering for Dayton for tonight's live stream. We are going over a pretty decently sized enhanced risk of severe weather tonight. As you can see on radar, we've already got a few cells popping up here, and we'll go over those. Good. Okay. Yeah. Y'all can hear me. All right. Pack, are we looking good, buddy? Looking good. All right. So, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning for Carter County, Garvin County, Jefferson County, Love County, and McLean County, Oklahoma, and you can see it right here. Um, you got a massive, massive severe thunderstorm warning here covering the entire dry line front, which we are expecting to continue moving due east, well, northeast, as the night goes on. And another area we're going to be keeping an eye on will be over here in Mississippi, where we could have a few supercells developing out ahead of your main dry line, which could be capable of all hazards, including tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, and you name it. So yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on this thing all night long. I'm planning on being here at least until 2 a.m. Let's go ahead and look at and see what we got over here in Mississippi, going into southern Tennessee. Yeah, Pack. I'd go ahead and refresh. I hope I got that sorted out. But yeah, we should be good on that end. But yeah, quite a day we got ahead of us, right? So we're gonna be here with you through the whole thing. As you can see, we've already got some I guess warm frontal storms developing right here. Those are gonna continue to go off to the north. Not really too concerned about them right now, but we could occasionally keep an eye on them and make sure they don't misbehave between now and anytime soon. I don't think they will. Just something to keep an eye on. We've got our boy Pack, who is behind the scenes, and he'll be keeping an eye on a lot of it. And if he needs to relay any info to me, he can relay it. And so we're hoping to have kind of a back and forth type of dynamic today, where oh yeah, man, that thing is definitely spinning. So I would not be shocked if they do not warn this cell here within, I would say, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, so we're gonna have Pack, and we are gonna have our buddy JD in here, and they are gonna be helping kind of guide me through the event tonight. And so, as these storms go into a more favorable environment, a more moisture-rich environment, we're going to see them mature and grow, and then, potentially we may have a few warnings out of this line. But really all we can do right now is keep an eye on them and, follow them as we go. But so far, the only thing we have going on right now is an active tornado warning. Here in a minute, I am going to go over the outlook, the whole broad outlook scale. That way, we can kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with as we go into later tonight. But yeah, man, I do not want to take my eye off this cell right here, man. It is, we're looking what, 4,000 feet up. That thing's spinning pretty good. What we can do is we can go to radar scope. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull radar scope up here, and yeah, we'll go ahead and pull radar scope up here. I mean, and you can see it, man. That thing is rotating like crazy. So we're definitely gonna be keeping an eye on that cell for the rest of the night. I would say within 20-25 minutes, would be a good time to keep an eye on it. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the loop on that thing. And yeah, so far we all we can do is keep an eye on it and take it one scan at a time. So that cell, Let me see what else we got. Maybe KFDR would be alright. No. I'm trying to find a better radar site. But yeah. But anyway, point being, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. And, you know, as the night goes on, your total risk area and severity is more than likely, I mean, the entire severity of the risk is more than likely going to keep progressing and getting more dynamic as the night goes on. So yeah, I mean, I would not be shocked if within an hour and a half we see, you know, a few more warnings come up. So something we got to keep an eye on. We got to keep an eye on. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that will be up. GR2 might be better for this, but yeah, let's see what we got here. Is that down there? That's in Oklahoma. We'll wait for the polygon to pop up. And so, is that for up here? Heck, you know what? Maybe you can give me. Oh, wait, there it is right there. It just popped up on the other feed. Yeah, so it'll be right here. So they went ahead and warned that cell, which I am not blown away by. Just gotta wait for the polygon to pop. There we go. Yeah, so I am not blown away. Pack, can you confirm if that is a tour possible? I would think it would probably be. I would think that yeah, I would have reason to believe it's probably a tour possible. Maybe you can kind of give me some insight on that. But yeah, this entire storm is going to continue to trek off to the northeast as time goes on here. So, okay, not tour possible. All right, thank you, man. Okay, we have a considerable severe that will be covering. Maybe that might be. Heck, maybe. Well, yeah, we have a considerable severe now, and that should be warned for. I need to pull up TweetDeck. Okay. Go ahead and pull up TweetDeck here. Oh wait, okay, no, I see what they did now. Okay, they replaced that warning with a considerable. So the warning we're looking at now is now a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. So that'll be more than likely warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds and probably 1-inch hail. So something to keep an eye on, man. And yeah, I mean, you know, with the cell being ahead of the line, you know, gotta keep an eye on these things. Gotta keep an eye on them. Let me grab a sip of water real quick. But yeah, you know, you can already kind of see how this cell. All right, thank you, Pack. Yeah, so we now have a tour possible considerable SVR, meaning the NWS has a reason to believe, and I totally agree with them, that a tornado might be possible, and I would say to that I agree 100%. You know, if there's anywhere your rotation is going to be, it's going to be right in this area right here. I think they have every right to go ahead and do that. So, but yeah, you know, something we're gonna have to keep an eye on. I would not be shocked if within maybe, man, maybe within another 15-20 minutes, they might go ahead and warn that. But yeah, in the wake of the potential warning, if you're in the town of Joy, it's already on top of you. Look, going into Roth, I would think that would be your town name. Fitzhugh or Fitzhugh, Winewood, and then Vanos, and then Center. If you're all the way out here, you've got a lot of time before this will be affecting you. But yeah, Winewood, you're going to be north of it, but you've got more convection out here that's going to be kind of moving into your general neck of the woods. And so, yeah, so if you're enjoy Winewood, Wynwood, you want to be, in your safe spot going forward. Hickory, you're going to be all right. You're not in the polygon, so I wouldn't really worry about it all that much. But yeah, Town of Joy, Wynwood, Vanos, Fitz. That is a hard town name to say, and I'm not even going to try it anymore. All the way out to Center, Stratford. That's Stratford? Yeah, Stratford. So all of y'all got to be ready for this pretty strong thunderstorm. 70-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail, and quite a bit of rotation in it too. So far, let's go back a scan or two. Yeah, we have not seen that tighten up, thankfully. So, yeah, so far, yeah, there's your lightning. So maybe, Pack, you can maybe help me out here. Has the lightning picked up on your end, or is that only on my end? But yeah, I'll yeah, let me see. But yeah, so I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and hand it off to Pack, and we're gonna let him kind of go over the risk area, particularly over Mississippi and into Alabama. As we go later into the night, we'll kind of have Pat go over your risk area, and I'll kind of navigate as we go. So let me go ahead and get down here, and I'll hand it over to Pack. Let me see here. Oh, I'm in the complete wrong area. That would be a me moment. All right, there we go. Here we're down into southern Mississippi, and you can already see up in here we've got scattered convection ongoing. That is going to be worthy of keeping an eye on. But man, we're really, really looking more toward the southern mode. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and let Pack take the floor. So yeah, Pack. So what do you see in the environment right now that might be conducive later, and how do you see the night going on?
Well, later on in the night, there's going to be a ramp up of kind of what some people call as nadir juice. Basically, that is lower level winds um, across kind of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. The lower level winds, when they ramp up, when they increase in intensity and in speed, um, you will be able to get more efficient rotation with these thunderstorms that are tornado producing. And so as a result, you'll generally get more tornadoes. And as you go into the night, um, due to more complicated atmospheric processes, um, the low level jet is what we call it, ramps up usually as you go into nighttime. And that's going to be happening later in sort of the enhanced risk zone for today, which I'm not sure if you went over, but that includes eastern Arkansas, uh, western, northwestern Mississippi, and western Tennessee, including the cities of Memphis, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, Little Rock, Arkansas, or technically just North Little Rock, Arkansas, but Little Rock, you're right on the line. Jonesboro, Arkansas, and Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So those regions, you especially within Memphis, Pine Bluff, Bartlett, Tennessee, South Haven, Mississippi, and Greenville, Mississippi. Those are the more populated centers that are within a stronger risk for tornadoes as that low-level jet ramps up. for today.
Thank you, Pack. I didn't know I was muted. Good lord. All right. So It happens, right? What are you gonna do? But yeah, so going back over what I was talking about, because I've been talking here for 5 minutes, okay, we have another considerable. They have expanded the considerable that we already have out, so that'll more than likely cover you over here in Ada, Photon, Pontoc, Pontoc, Ada, Center, Vanos. You're already in that warning, and Bieng. I believe that is how you would say that. Bieng, Francis, and if you're over here in Kanawha, yeah, Kanawha, and then yeah, so areas out here, you need to be looking out because you got a pretty gnarly storm headed your way. But yeah, we're gonna keep an eye and pack. If you only want to throw it in stream text, maybe you can let me know if we're seeing anything noteworthy in over there in Mississippi. That way I can get over there and relay that. But yeah, I mean, so far we're gonna be sitting back and keeping an eye on things. So okay. Go back to spectrum width. We'll try to get a good look at this storm. So let's see what kind of motion we got. Also have a look at it from radar scope. Yeah, so radar scope kind of gives you a good idea, albeit it is very messy, given where the radar is at. But man, that I mean, it looks like this cell might merge in with the line. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, kind of going into what Pac brought up, we use a lot of different products when we're covering radar. Storm relative velocity is one of them, and so what SRV covers is your inbound and outbound winds, right? So if we go here, so normally, okay, that's not too thick, I don't think. So normally you have your winds that are coming into the storm, so they're going to be blowing. I could do a better job of that. But normally you have your winds that are going into the storm through right here, and then you have your winds that are going to be blowing the other way. And so what do you get right in the center? You get rotation. And as these two forces, they come together, they tighten up. So think about it when, let's say if I were to go stand in the middle of my room right now, and I stand with my arms out doing a T-pose. And I do that, and I spin around. I put my arms in, it's going to be a whole lot easier for me to do that. So that's kind of the general idea you get with circulation and storms, is as they get tighter and tighter, that rotation is going to eventually make its way to the ground, if your low-level shear is sufficient enough. But so yeah, that is normally what we look for when we are looking for tornadic supercells. And I don't know about you, Pac, but I would consider this to be one of those cells we have to keep an eye on going into, here in the next 20 or 30 minutes going forward. But yeah, I mean, so from this line, it looks like you might have a Boeing segment right here. See what we're looking like here. See what we're looking like here. Yeah, so you've got several areas of rotation out and along this line, going from, you got one here, and one here. You got 3 areas of rotation, and you might even have another one trying to develop right in here. So Yeah. So as we're thinking, like our main supercell up here should really begin to merge with the main line here in, I would say, within a few. Um, so, but yeah, we're gonna be keeping an eye on it. And Pack, I tell you what, while I get up and go turn my air conditioner on, maybe you can help cover the cell we're looking at. So, so yeah, all right. Let me go ahead and I'll hand it over to Pack for 1 second. All right. All right, Pack, if you want to help me out for a minute, I'm gonna go run and take my or turn my air conditioner on. I'll let you take the floor here. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So currently, we still have this cell ongoing, with this one severe thunderstorm warning, and noticeably there are a few other cells that are kind of within this line that's behind this one main area of rotation that have some minor rotation. They're associated with a severe thunderstorm warning, so there'll definitely be damaging wind with those. Um, especially in one location, Chickasaw Nation, you could be seeing some pretty strong winds shortly, some strong straight line winds. It may be, I guess that's just within the Chickasaw Reservation. Towns like Hoover, Jollyville, Cedar Village, and Davis, all in Oklahoma, could be seeing, and Woodford, Rayford, all these places could be seeing some pretty strong straight line winds out of this one particular cell. And this is all behind the the cell that Hunter was looking at before. Um, this cell will eventually end up near Sulphur, Oklahoma, and Doherty, um, and Hickory. But this line as a whole is actually warned, so it's not just that cell. There's another area of potentially stronger winds near Healdton, Oil City, and Wirt, and yet another area south of that, closer to the Red River, near Atlee and Grady, all those towns in Oklahoma. And this severe thunderstorm is actually warned. All of those towns I called out are actually in a severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and ping pong ball sized hail. So some very strong winds associated with this line, and even some pretty decently sized hail. Um, as far as the Mississippi threat, there hasn't been much going on yet. Those cells are kind of um, struggling to sustain updrafts, as there isn't much lift. But so the main threat right now is still along the what's called the dry line here in south of Oklahoma City and north of Dallas. Eventually, this threat is expected to kind of continue a little further south. Um, Further north, it's going to be tough, especially from a tornado potential, um, because further north, the ingredients are not as good. But this cell here near, I just want to say near Woodford, the one heading toward Jollyville, looks quite interesting to me.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
would
if
not
that's
be
what's going
shocked
right
if it
now.
were to go warned here
Yeah.
here pretty soon. Um, that rotation really ramped up.
Do you see what I'm talking about, though?
The what?
This is south of the severe warning.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I see it now. Wow. So we've got 2 areas of rotation to keep an eye on. Pack, if you're done, I guess I'll get back to it.
Yep.
Alrighty. Thank you, sir. But yeah, we've got two very good areas of rotation here. My main concern right now would be this cell right here. We've got. I don't know if I can measure. You know, I can't really give you an estimate based on velocity right now because oh, there we go, we got a tornado warning. So that again, what what we've been talking about now is now, oh no, okay, that southern one went warned. Okay, all right. So now that we have a tornado warning, we need to get real serious. Um, let me see here. So again, Murray, Davis, Sulphur, was that Dor Dor Doherty? Yeah, we'll try that one. Doherty, you need to be in your safe spot. Like right now, if you are traveling on highway or Interstate 35 going south in between Davis and Springer, I would say if you're between Davis and Springer, get off the interstate, find somewhere to go, and no, pack that'll be fine. Go ahead. But yeah, you know, we now have a tornado warning. We believe it to be for Garvin County, Oklahoma, Johnston County, Oklahoma, Murray County, Oklahoma, and that'll be for Pontotoc County, Oklahoma. So not only are we looking at this current tornado warning, we're also looking at this severe thunderstorm warning up to its north. That could, has broad rotation, but it could tighten up any minute. So we're going to keep an eye on this cell, and we're going to keep an eye on this cell as it progresses more to the north and east. So again, we have Pack here. And we are soon going to have another contributor who's going to be helping us keep an eye on different warnings. And so, yeah. So to kind of recap, we aren't only looking at this one tornado warning. We're looking at another area. Well, 2 or 3 more areas of rotation that. So I'll kind of circle them here to make them a little bit more obvious. Got that one down here, and this one all the way up here. So, we got 3 areas of rotation we need to keep an eye on. And with that being said, go ahead and zoom out here. There we go. But yeah, man, that rotation is looking pretty gnarly. That whole cell as a whole is looking pretty gnarly. Take a look at CC real quick. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary or anything crazy. But we'll keep an eye on it, and if it does get that way, you guys will be the first one to find out. Because like I said, we got Pack in the background, and we got our boy. Yeah, so to kind of go into more detail, your correlation coefficient is a product we use to kind of, per se, depict what particles are falling out of the atmosphere as rain falls. So you have rain, normal rain, and then you have debris, so like leaves, bricks, boards, anything that isn't a hydrometeor. That is going to be picked up on the CC, and what you'll see is a negative CC value. So normally you have, normally you would have, like a ball. And normally that would be your debris that's being lofted into the atmosphere. Now, debris or CC can come in different shapes and sizes. It doesn't matter. If you even see a little CC on the ground, that's a good indication you got a tornado on the ground. So, but Pack, while we're on the conversation of CC, are you seeing any on any of these cells? Because I don't think I am. I don't think. Okay. All right. So like, right now we have no current CC, and we hope it maintains that way. We hope it stays that way. But yeah, we're gonna be here to keep an eye on it, and we'll kind of take our time as we go on as the new updates come out. Hmm. But see what we got here. Keep an eye on that. So let's go back to GR2. See what we're dealing with here. So far, we only have one active tornado warning. That could change as time goes on, and it probably will. So here we are now. The time is 8:13 p.m. We have one active tornado warning and one active. What is going on up here? Oh, wait a minute. Another area we're gonna have to keep an eye on. But yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that cell right there, as well as our tornado warning cell down to the south. But yeah, you're right, Pack. Let me see real quick. All right. So yeah, kind of going off of what Pack said, let's go ahead and get an idea of the kind of risk area we're going to be dealing with today and into tonight. So let me go ahead and get that pulled up. And so, see what we got here. Okay. Go through here. Okay. And we'll kind of go through the line here. So, all right, let me see here. Nope. All right, yeah. So this will be a good map. Yeah. So here is our risk area for the day today. As you can see, we have a level 1 out of 5 marginal, a level 2 out of 5 slight, and a level 3 out of 5 which is enhanced. So really your main tornado concern would be over here all the way from northeastern Texas all the way into northern Louisiana, all the way into Oklahoma or southeastern Oklahoma, most of the state of Arkansas, all the way into like northwestern Mississippi, and then southwestern Tennessee. That's where your biggest tornado threat is going to reside. So But yeah, yep. That is gonna be your biggest area, and then if we go into tomorrow, uh, go into tomorrow. Here we go. We have another day 3. So that'll be, this is massive. Can we confirm if we can share that? I want to make sure we can go ahead and share that before before we go ahead and throw it up there. Okay. See, right now, let's go back to our active tornado warning. Because we do have one, and if we go, your rotation is looking a little bit disorganized. It's not looking as tight and up together as it did maybe, 5-10 minutes ago. So something we're gonna have to keep an eye on regardless. But yeah, have to keep an eye on that. No, you're good, man. But I am really. Let's see what we got here. Okay, they went ahead and reissued the considerable SVR for that warning. Okay, let's see what we have going on down to the south. Oh yeah, wow. We have another area of potential rotation going on right down here to the southwest of Wilson, to the southeast of Cornish, Ringling, and to the northeast of Grady. So, kind of get down here. I'll circle that for you. That cell right there, we got to keep an eye on, man. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Yes, like I say, man, we have one active tornado warning. So far, looking at GR2 here, I am not very blown away by the rotation I'm seeing. I am more so looking toward this cell up here. That might be capable. Yeah, Pack, I would be able to. I wanted to confirm if we would be able to throw that up there. So, I just want to be safe. I mean, yeah, we could. Go ahead and pull that up. Kind of zoom in here and kind of show y'all. So, view of a severe warning supercell northwest of Hickory, Oklahoma. Long-lived bowl-shaped lowering and a solid inflow banding. So if we go back to radar here, I'm gonna. So this right here would be your cell, I believe. And we want to thank Cameron for this footage, or for this video, or I mean picture. Without him, we would not be able to provide this to you in a timely manner. So right here is going to be your supercell that we showed. I will pull it up once again so that y'all kind of have a good idea. Okay. All right. Thank you, JD. So if y'all are in. If y'all are in Davis right now, like I would, go ahead and get into your shelter, like, right, right now. Yeah. Okay. But again, so far we have one active tornado warning. Of course, we are eyeing rotation down here by Cornish into Wilson. Going into Wilson right now. Those are areas we're gonna have to keep an eye on. Oh, yeah, that's contamination. That may not be contamination. Let me go to see what we got on GR2. Yeah, go ahead, Pack. Let me, Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and give the floor to Pack, and we'll let him relay something. Alright, yeah, go ahead, Pack.
Yeah, so that tornado warning, the southern cell there near Davis, seems to be going a little more outflow dominant, and basically that means that um, the cell is going to be less viable to be producing a tornado in the near term. Um, and so it could still pose a damaging wind threat to places like Davis, Sulphur, and Hickory, but the near-term tornado threat, I think, is decreasing.
Pick my phone. So yeah, kind of going off what Pack said. Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it a bit. I expect that we're gonna be in a few lulls in between here and there, where we're gonna see some activity, and then we're gonna see a period where we maybe have one active warning. That would not blow me away. So yeah, all we can do. I am eyeing this cell right here. Look at CC. There's not really anything on it. But yeah, I mean, I'm keeping an eye on rotation right down in through here. Yeah, like or right over in here. It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of displaced from where you would think it would be. So see what we got. Gonna go back a frame. Yeah, I think Pac brought it up about that other cell. I think all these might become outflow dominant. Although I don't know, man. Really, all we can do is hang around, keep an eye on it, and go from there. But I do real briefly, because we're not, just because we're not talking about, Mississippi and Arkansas and Tennessee and all those areas, that doesn't mean we're not going to have a threat tonight, or we have reason to believe that there will be a threat tonight down here in Mississippi and into. Oh, there we go. We got a new tornado warning for Hughes County. That is a continuation of our other warnings, so we'll go ahead and with the power of radar scope, we'll continue to look at that. That should be a continuation of our current warning, I do believe. And so we're going to wait for the new polygon to show up. And there we go. Okay, we now have 2 tornado warnings. So that, okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to name off towns. So if you're in Ada, Byng, Francis, Sassawaka, or Sessaquah, Allen. If this thing holds together, we can be looking at it in Atwood, Gertie, Spalding, Holdenville. So if you're in that area, keep your radar up, keep an eye on it, and we will keep tabs on what this warning will do as it progresses forward. So far, I got my eyes peeled on that warning. Yeah, and your warning down here is not looking as impressive as it did. So, man. So yeah, right in here would be where I'd be looking, and I'd be going due northeast at, I believe, 45. If I had to guess, it'd be going 45 roughly. Heck, you may be able to confirm that. And if so, we can probably give the people out ahead of this thing a good heads up. Oh, shoot. But yeah. Yeah, so far we have a radar indicated warning. We do not have a confirmed warning as of right now, and yeah, 35. All right, thank you. I don't think I will. Oh yeah, you're right. I guess I will be able to. Brain no worky. See what we got here. All right. And yet, wow, yeah. I mean, look at CC. Not really seeing anything intriguing right now with that current warning, but I have got my eyes peeled on that thing. Yeah. I'm able to. For some reason it skipped my mind, but yeah, we can do that. So, all right, and now we'll go ahead and take a look at our southern warning. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the rotation's there, but it's not overly concerning right now. All we can really do is keep an eye on it, and as we go forward. But going back to reflectivity. See if we got any more areas to look at. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let me see here. Let's go ahead and take a trip down to Mississippi and try to cover a little bit of Mississippi while we can. I mean, yeah, down here by the Mississippi-Tennessee border, you've got a few thunder boomers, but I'm not really overly concerned about them right now. Yeah. Oh man. But like this whole area down here in wrong button. Yeah, so this whole area down here in Mississippi, gonna have to keep an eye on this area later tonight. for the potential for pop-up supercells later on. You know what? While we're at it, I suppose that now would be a good time to go ahead and look at the latest model, kind of going into tomorrow, for what we can anticipate for them. Go ahead and pull up the 0ZH4. Alright, I need to get rid of that. And so let's kind of go down and look at how our current tornado warnings are going to progress as time goes on. We could, yeah. So here we have our current cells, right? And they're going to continue to move off into the north and northeast as time goes on. Oh boy. Yeah, so we're gonna have to, like, man. Yeah, wow. So yeah, here we are at, let's go to right now. Right now would be at around, oh boy, excuse my yawning. Right now would be at around 02Z. And so let's go back a little bit further. And yeah, and you can kind of see what we're looking at right here is what we're looking at on reflectivity right now. So let's go forward about a few hours. Like, let's go all the way out to about 9 a.m. tomorrow. So here we are at 15Z. You've already got many cells firing up down here toward. Yeah, wow. That is quite the hodograph. Yeah. But man, overall, your environment tomorrow is going to be very, very notable as we head into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow morning. Mainly, is when you can expect your tornado threat to be maximized, beginning tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon. All right. Let's go ahead and get back under our active tornado warnings we have going on. Okay. Let me have a look at this real quick. Out of frame. Oh, wait a minute. Heck, I am not seeing it on my end. I don't know. It on my end. Okay, let me. Okay. All right. But anyway, getting back to our active tornado warning we have going on now, let's go ahead and look at. Oh boy, wow. Yeah, so right here, I would say we're gonna have to keep an eye on this northern warning. Bar none, you got decent rotation right in here. So right there, and that'll be going off to the north and east as it continues to move on. And as I say that, the rotation already died somewhat. But yeah, all we can do is I zoomed out too far. Keep an eye on these cells and see what happens. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and have a look at what we got going on here. See how our rotation's not looking as tight as it did a few frames back. But we'll continue to keep an eye on it as we move forward. Um, Heck, I tell you what, I'll let you go ahead and have the floor for a minute while I go grab a refill on water and ice. I need it. Um, so, all right, I'll let Pack take the floor. All right, take it away, buddy.
Okay, so currently, we have a tornado warning for Ada in Oklahoma, including the town of Bying, Francis, Saskatchewan, uh,
I tried.
little towns of Oakman, Homer, Happyland, Steedman, and Allen. That is for the northernmost tornado warning. That looks um, a little worse on velocity right now as the southern one. Actually, the southern one just got a severe thunderstorm warning continuance. So it is no longer warned for a tornado, um, but it is warned for strong winds and quarter-sized hail um, of severe criteria. That one still looks pretty. It looks like it can produce a tornado fairly soon. The southern one does look a little better than it looked, say, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. Um, but if anyone who's underneath these tornado warnings, some important things to do. If you get a warning issued for where you are, make sure if you live in a mobile home, get out of that mobile home. If you live in a uh, like a sturdy shelter, if you're actually nowhere near, if you're in a car right now, um, don't try to outrun the storm, uh, unless you're the only time is when you're like pretty much about to outrun the storm. Say you're like on the edge of the polygon and you're in the car, turn around, away from the area of rotation, um, and away from the polygon. And if you if you're in a car and you're in the path, then try to get to a sturdy shelter as soon as possible. And if not, just then get on the side of the road. If there's no time, get on the side of the road and get in a ditch. Um, if you do live in a sturdy shelter, make sure you go to, or if you are in a sturdy shelter, make sure you go to the lowest floor of that building, a most interior room away from windows. Um, if you're in your house, grab a helmet if you can, like a bicycle helmet. Um, grab mattresses, grab pillows, grab blankets to put over your head. And also, grab shoes in case, God forbid, a tornado does go over your house. There's a lot of hazardous material that could get strewn everywhere, all over your house. And you want shoes so that your feet stay protected. And you can make sure that when emergency management comes, they can get you out of there. Um, So if you're in a warning, please take those kinds of precautions. If you have your own storm shelter, use that. Also, bring any pets you have with you to that shelter, and bring any water, food, to last you at least a couple hours, in case you do, God forbid, get trapped. Those are all important things to do if you're underneath a warning, especially a warning that may be confirmed or uh, with a potential strong tornado on the ground. We don't have that right now, but we do have some rotation anyway that's coming into Oakman and Francis in Oklahoma, and is just past the much larger town of Ada, Oklahoma. The tornado warning to the south near Hickory has been canceled. And there's an additional severe thunderstorm warning for 1 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, um, which includes parts of the I-35 corridor near Springer and just north of Ardmore in Oklahoma.
All right. Thank you, Pack, for that. I do appreciate it. So now we're currently looking at one tornado warning, I do believe. And so, yeah, we are only currently looking at one tornado warning. I will get to that in 1 second. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our current tornado warning. And yeah, I mean, I get completely why they warned that. You got your rotation right here, and that'll be heading into. It seems to be broadening out now. There we go. Yeah, it seems to be kind of broadening out. Your rotation is definitely there, but it's not as well defined as you would imagine. So we will keep a close eye on everything. All right. You know. And we're not only dealing with one storm here. We're dealing with, you got this one down here over at Hickory. This one over here to the south of Carter. Let me look at you. Yeah. But really, right now we're in kind of a lull where we're not going to really have a whole lot of activity. I do expect later on tonight to kind of, turn the juice up a little bit, and as we continue to go forward, we might see more activity form. But right now, we're only looking at one tornado warning, and it is. I mean, your rotation is definitely there, but I am not blown away by it. So, with that being said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of sit back and wait um, until something exciting happens. I reckon. I do not currently have them set up yet. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and look at our warning now. Yeah, about the same old story. Not really anything different. I am kind of eyeing maybe a separate area of rotation off to the. Ooh, wait a minute. I might be trying to tighten back up. Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely keep an eye on that. Definitely. Yeah. So far, our current warning is covering Hughes County, uh, Porter Knox County, and Seminole County. All right. Yeah, that thing might be trying to tighten back up. Thank you, Pack. All right, I do want to pull up a potential, what would look like to me, this would be on the Ada cell that we were covering earlier, and that appears to maybe be a wall cloud. That could very well be a wall cloud. Yeah, that could very well be. That could very well be a wall cloud that we had in Ada, Oklahoma. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look. I mean, yeah, your rotation's not looking great. Have a look at GR2. Yeah, rotation's not looking not looking 128% if you wanna word it like that. But yeah, so back here is where that wall cloud would have been. And to be honest with you, I don't doubt it a bit. Um, right here, right here in Ada, depending on where that camera might have been looking, we could have been looking into that couplet. So yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that a bit. And oh, we are gonna have to keep an eye on this right here. It might try to recycle or get going. But looking at a lot of lightning from this storm too. So if you're out ahead of Allen, Atwood, or if you're in Francis right now, you are getting absolutely bolted with lightning. And I'm not even joking. Um, Man, what an electrical storm. Yeah, that thing might be trying to tighten back up. Definitely gonna have to keep an eye on it. Let's see what radar scope is saying. Uh, yeah, kinda. You can kinda see it. Hmm. Excuse me. Yeah, I've definitely got my eyes peeled on this storm over here by Allen, in between Allen and Francis. All right, go take a trip down to Mississippi, see if we got anything going on down there while we're at it. Oh yeah, wow, yeah, wow. Things are blowing up down here. Oh yeah, yep. So man, we gotta keep an eye on this cell down here in Mississippi. Uh, yeah, yeah, man, we are gonna have to keep an eye on Mississippi. Wow, that happened quick. Normal, normally we would uh have a chaser or two or three out in the field, but we don't unfortunately today. They're all occupied and are unable to go out. So that is why I am the one talking to you today. But man, we are gonna have to keep an eye on that. So gonna have to keep an eye on it. See what we got aloft. We're looking at what? Yeah, man, that thing is spinning like a top. Trying to keep an eye on our warning graphic we have up here, so I can get the warnings and everything relayed to y'all as quick as I can. Alright, let's go ahead and check. Alright, let's go ahead and head back to our cells over here in Oklahoma while we are awaiting the Mississippi stuff to blow up. I say, you know what? Wow, I say that now, and the Mississippi now we get a tornado warning from Mississippi the second I click off of it. All right, let's go over here and cover this. Second I click off of it, man, this thing went warned. You gotta be kidding me. Get a good radar. Oh yeah. Yep. So, tornado warning from Mississippi. I'm gonna go ahead and name off all of the affected areas. So, if you're in Tyro, Waterford, Marshall, Holly Springs. I've heard that name a lot. Potts Camp. Yeah, Potts Camp, Waterford, Windborne, and over into Hickory Flat. Downstream, we're looking at Benton, Ashland, no, Benton, Ashland, Hudsonville, Waterford. I mean, I've already named all these off, but if y'all heard your town mentioned, you need to get to your safe place right now. I would be in my safe spot right now. Okay, we have another tornado warning that I believe is a continuation of the other warning that we had before. Let me go over here and have a look at that. That'll be for, that'll be a continuation for Hughes County, Oklahoma, Knox County, Oklahoma, or Pontotoc County, Oklahoma, and Seminole County. And so we will take a brief look at that. Oh boy. Yeah, I am not shocked that they continued that warning. I am not shocked at all. Not shocked at all. Right. See what we got here. All right. Yeah. So regarding your current tornado warning for Mississippi, you know, we always like to go by the motto of James Spann. You gotta respect the polygon. Whether this thing is on the ground or not, it doesn't matter. You need to get in an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. I don't care if we see a debris ball or not. Um, so, okay. But yeah, currently if you're in Allen, Atwood, Calvin, um, Hughes, I guess you would, your town name would be called Calvin, Allen, and Atwood. You know, if you're in any of these general areas today or during this warning period, go ahead and take cover. But all right, now that we've already covered that, yeah, yeah, I agree completely. How this is gonna I've got a laptop in front of me, so I can pinpoint where every road, every McDonald's, every anything, and you name it, I can probably name it off. Kind of going back to our other warning here. The current time is 9:04 p.m. Central. We are looking at a good bit of rotation over Tyro. If you're in Waterford, Marshall, Holly Springs, I've already named you off before, but you know it wouldn't hurt to name them off again. Uh, so if you heard your town name, get in a safe spot. Go ahead and have a look at radar scope. Okay. So like at some point tonight, I may even have to be on the lookout for these stronger storms and because I live up here in Middle Tennessee, um, and so gotta take that into consideration as the night goes forward. We do. But more importantly, we have an active tornado warning, and let me go back to GR2 so I can kind of pinpoint better where we are at. So, Tyro, if you are in the polygon, all right. So, to kind of get more into detail, if you're into Tyro, Waterford, Marshall, Holly Springs, you're in the path of this tornado warning. You need to be hunkered down right now. You need to be hunkered down right now. We don't have confirmation that it's on the ground, but it shouldn't take confirmation that it's on the ground for you to get to your safe spot. See what we got going on down here in Memphis. anything to worry about. Not really. Not really. So, I mean, right now your rotation's not looking overly strong. I'm not overly concerned about it. But still, if you're in the polygon, you need to heed the warning. All right, let's go ahead and take a look back at our Oklahoma cells. Okay. And yeah, and the same can be said for these too. Pack, are you looking at the Oklahoma convection through KTLX? Okay. Thank you, sir. So to kind of go over town names again, uh, if you're in Allen, Atwood, Calvin, all right, yeah, we'll do that. But yeah, so if you're in Allen, Atwood, Calvin, like anywhere, I need to get my laptop so I can get town names and really get down to the nitty gritty about every Walmart and McDonald's within a 24-mile radius. But let me go ahead. That go back to our cell up here in Mississippi. And like the rotation on this one is looking okay, but it could look a lot better. It could a lot better. Oh boy. But yeah, we're gonna continue to keep an eye on these storms as they continue to go off to the north and east. Go back over here to Oklahoma on our dry line. All right, sounds good, buddy. So we are continuing to look at our Oklahoma cells. Um, okay, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Alright. So again, we are covering an active tornado warning down here in Mississippi. So Lafayette County, Marshall County, Mississippi. If you know where, if you know anybody or know where you would be if you were in the polygon, you need to take shelter now. You need to take shelter now. But as of right now, we are just kind of hanging around. Hanging around. All right. So yeah, if y'all are just now tuning in, we are covering a tornado warning. Well, actually, we got 3 tornado warnings. We got two. One over here in Oklahoma, and we got one over here, all the way over here in the Mississippi. And we are going to be keeping an eye on these for quite some time going forward. Going over some town names again, we can go over. All right, so if you're in Potts Camp and Holly Springs up here in Mississippi, go ahead and get to your safe spot. Oh man, I did not get enough sleep. Alright, so again, we are going to be covering. Go ahead and get this opened up. Look at the rotation down here in Holly Springs. I'm going to get my other computer pulled up here so I can get a more accurate location given to y'all. And get it to work. Okay. And I'm hoping that with this setup, I can give y'all a lot more up-to-date info. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at our cell back here in Oklahoma. See how that guy's holding up. It's holding up. It is holding up. See what we got, what we're dealing with here. Come on, computer. Oh wait, what are you doing, sir? Wait a minute. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on this guy down here. I don't know what. Okay, they probably went toward possible with that one. I would not doubt it a bit. Would not doubt it a bit. Yeah, I mean, I would be very surprised if they do not issue a warning for that cell. I will be. Yeah. All right. Kind of going over our current tornado warning. Let me go ahead. Huh? Hold on 1 second. getting right back into it. See here. They go ahead and warn. This is a new tornado watch, right? Yep. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay. New tornado warning for Cole County, Hughes County, and Pontotoc County, Oklahoma. Go ahead and get better. Lula. Right near Lula, Oklahoma. Let me see what. Be better if I do it right here. Is that the watch? The what with let me trying to find. Okay, let's go back to the tornado warning over here in Oklahoma. Okay. That would be the southern one. Holy moly, that thing ramped up. Okay. So yeah, without a doubt, we are now looking at the Lula storm. Maybe let me go ahead and get better locations for you. That way we are right up there. Okay. So if you're in what are you gonna be for? Alright. Oh yeah, wow, look at that thing. Thing is rotating like a top. Alright, welcome back. Classic Super Cell shape, man. Holy. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna keep an eye on it, and like I said, we've got our buddy in the background keeping an eye on everything. If were to pop off or do anything weird, we're gonna know about it. Okay. Go ahead and look at reflectivity again, or I mean, storm relative velocity. And while I'm bringing that up, let's go ahead and talk about what SRV is, right? Because a lot of people, when they see green and red, they're like, man, that looks like rainbow colors. Now, come on. No, so when we're looking at radar, and we are defining what red and green mean. Essentially, what we're always looking for is we're looking for the green is going, oh, that's way too big. Why are you doing that? Okay. Yeah, Pack, my my weather radio went off. Had to run in there and turn it off. So what we will do is we will go ahead and cover. Now that Pack brought it up, we will go ahead and if we can't get that watch pulled up, and there we go, until 5 a.m. All right. So a couple strong tornadoes possible. Isolated hail of up to ping pong ball size. Okay. Isolated hail up to ping pong ball. Man, that would hurt. Don't be outside during all this, man. Come on. That would really no. Literally be inside. Literally be inside. You do not want to be outside if you get hit with a ping pong ball size hail. That would hurt a lot. Scattered gusts of up to 70 miles an hour. Population of up to 5.2 million people. That is quite a few people. But I guarantee you that if you live in any of the yellow states, you probably know somebody in the affected area that could use your help tonight. So, if you hear any of your local news, anybody here on YouTube mention a town that you think somebody might live in, call them up. I don't care if it's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Tonight's gonna be an event where you need to be on your toes, because what cells do fire up, we're gonna have to always keep an eye on, because you don't know what they could do in this environment. You don't know what they could do. And so we're always trying to be mindful. All right, and with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at our Mississippi storm. Way over here. How's that guy looking? That guy ain't looking bad at all. Let me go ahead and get a few right off. Okay. All right. So, if you're in Holly Springs, if you know anybody in Waterford, or if you know anybody that might be traveling on Highway 22 between Waterford or State Route 7 and Waterford, tell them to pull over. Tell them to pull over and wait this thing out, because the eye of the circulation is going to be going right over you. What we do see for circulation, it's very, very broad. Very, very broad. My alarm bells aren't going off for this one. Not right now, at least. But we are going to keep an eye on it. We are going to keep an eye on it. So, kind of going back to, what is this guy over here doing? What are you doing? You doing anything? No? Alright. I tell you what, let's go back to Oklahoma. And then, oh boy. That thing looks pretty gnarly. Yeah, so let's go back to Oklahoma. I'm gonna let Pack take the floor while I go take care of something real quick, and I will be right back. All right. All right, take it away, Pack.
Okay, so currently we're looking at Oklahoma. There's quite a beefy supercell on the southern end there that I think Hunter's been covering.
Hmm.
Um, right now the rotation doesn't look too particularly strong, but there's certainly some large hail within that. And this warning is for 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Um, yeah, there are some signs on the radar here that point toward this having some very large hail within that core. And this will be heading toward the towns of, let me see here, Parker, Non, Rock Creek, and eventually toward Ashland, although Ashland is not in the polygon. Same with Stewart in Oklahoma. And this is north of Tupelo and Centrahoma in Oklahoma. Um, this cell will be crossing, I guess this is US 75. The rotational bit will be crossing there shortly. The large hail as well should be crossing over that road shortly. So I would recommend anyone who may be driving on that road to not be doing that, as hail can cause great damage to vehicles. Um, there is also a severe thunderstorm warning to the north of that, which is a continuation of the old radar indicated tornado warning we have. Additionally, we still have this tornado warning here in um, Mississippi. And this cell, take a look here. Second, velocity. This one, it's not quite connecting. It looks like a cell that may last for a while, but the rotation right now is not particularly strong, so just keep an eye out. Actually, Storm Chaser Brandon Kopic is on this cell, and so he's actually on this cell, so we'll see what may come out of him uh, from what he sees. But this cell near Holly Springs will be moving toward Interstate 22 near Waits, Higdon, and south of Holly Springs. And strong straight line winds are almost a guarantee, and then a possible tornado threat on the southern end of it.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. All right, and yeah, as Pac was bringing up, we are continuing to keep an eye on this cell down here, but in Holly Springs, we're near Holly Springs for the potential of a tornado. I mean, if you are in Holly Springs, Ashland, and it got canceled. All right, well you can't make that up. So yeah, so that warning has been allowed to expire. So we aren't gonna worry about that anymore right now. So going back, see what we got over here. Oh wow, man, that thing is looking gnarly. Gnarly. Oh yeah, wow. If- Okay. I have got my eyes peeled on this on the Lula storm. Man, that thing is looking good. Not so concerned about the one up north, but I'm really got my eyes on this guy down here. But we are going to continue to look at it and observe it till it eventually goes away. All right. So to recap, those of you who are only now tuning in, the entire watch area, or extending from Oklahoma all the way to like from western Tennessee all the way down into northwest Mississippi, all the way into eastern Arkansas, all the way down into northern Louisiana, you are under a tornado watch. And that watch will go until 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Central. 5 a.m. Central. Um, so the wording here: a couple strong tornadoes possible, isolated hail of up to ping pong ball, and wind of up to 70 miles per hour. Okay. And with that, we'll go ahead and go back to radar scope and keep an eye on our current tornado warnings. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this cell up here in northern Oklahoma, because that could have. Right. Right now, we're mainly looking at a hailer, really, over here in Oklahoma, under our tornado warning. We're mainly looking at really a hail threat. While yeah, your tornado threat is there, it isn't very prominent. I'm not, going. I'm not going, crazy about it. But really, I think Pac brought up earlier. This thing is warned for 2-inch hail. That thing falls in your head. That's gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt. That is going to hurt. But alright, kind of deviating from our current warning over here. And they did allow that tornado warning to expire for the northern cell. So we are now only dealing with one tornado warning. Go ahead and have a look over here because we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. See what we got. Hey, Hack, can you confirm if the one over Memphis is more possible? Let me look here. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I highly doubt it. Okay. Yeah. But like all these cells right here are, we're just gonna have to keep an eye on them. Given the environment they're in, what we might do is we might have Pac come in here in a little bit and kind of go over the environment, more of a, the mesoanalysis. Like, so imagine you're making a cake, right? And in order to make that cake, you gotta have flour, all the ingredients for a cake. And the tornadoes today is our cake. So Pac is really good at going through, like looking through the varying ingredients in that cake and laying them out for you. Okay, we have a new tornado warning for Pittsburgh County, Oklahoma. We're gonna go to that one. Is that a continuation of that? That might be. Or that can be down here. Yeah, that can be the southern one. The oh no, okay, that is a continuation of this warning, I do believe. Let me go ahead and pull up. Yeah, okay. Yep, that is a continuation of our tornado warning right here. So the National Weather Service has reason to believe that that tornado warning is not worthy of expiring yet. We're gonna keep an eye on it. We are gonna keep an eye on it. So, kind of going over it again. Right now, we have two current tornado warnings that are active. I will go over them briefly. Let me. Okay. If you're in Ashland, um, Kiowa, Savannah, Blanco, Pittsburgh, or Blanco, Pittsburgh, Ashland, and McAllister, you need to be in your safe spot. You need to be in your safe spot. And on the discussion of the cake recipe and stuff like that, I do kind of want to open up the broad scale and kind of have Pack go over it again. Go over what ingredients for the cake we're making tonight is going to be out in the atmosphere, and what is going to be able to feed off of these storms. So, all right, I will let Pack have it once I get over here. All right, there we go. All right. All right. All right, Pack, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. So um thunderstorms, tornado producing thunderstorms, there are a few things that kind of go into how they produce tornadoes and what you kind of look for um as far as those ingredients as part of the cake. Um that would lead to tornado producing storms. And we have a lot of those ingredients today, which is why we're here. Um, one of those ingredients uh, is called lift. So lift occurs when you get an area of disturbed weather um, within the kind of the wind field and the when you get kind of this cold air mixing with warm air, it creates kind of a disturbance, and that disturbance, often referred to as like what's called a trough of lower pressure, that can cause that can result in larger scale lift. And thunderstorms need lift to basically condensate and then maintain, as thunderstorms are kind of upward moving air themselves. And they also have downward moving air, but upward moving air is a big part of it because that affects the downdrafts as well. Another ingredient as part of that cake. Oh, and by the way, we have a area of disturbed weather moving into Texas, and then tomorrow into Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. and Tennessee. That's going to enable these storms to grow, and they will have enough lift to overcome any sort of stable layer, which is where air is warmer than the air beneath it. Another ingredient as part of that is called instability. And I was just talking about what's stable. So stable air is air that is warmer than air beneath it. Um, and the reason it is stable is because warm air rises, and um, when you get warm air that's rising into an area of warmer air, it's going to stop rising. So whenever you get air that can rise further, um, and then eventually condensate and form thunderstorms, um, that's what we refer to as unstable air. Um, so one of the measures of instability is called convective available potential energy, or CAPE. It's kind of your juice, as far as how strong, like, you can get those updrafts to be. Um, because you have lift that kind of gives the thunderstorms the initial push, and then instability, or CAPE, measured in CAPE, is kind of what a measurement of how long those thunderstorms can sustain themselves, um, and kind of continue the upward moving air. Um, and we have a lot of that today too. Um, the next thing that's really important is what's called wind shear. And wind shear is when you get wind that is changing direction and speed with height. We have that today, plenty of it, in fact. Um, and Wind shear can help thunderstorms sustain themselves even further. It's the biggest player in producing tornadoes, because tornadoes, if you think about it, tornadoes are rotating columns of upward moving air. And when you have upward moving air, first of all, you need that lift and that instability to get that upward moving air. And two, you need um, shear to make that upward moving column rotate at a quick pace. And then you get a tornado. So wind shear is effective at doing that, and we have quite a bit of that out there today. Um, I the values aren't too extreme, but they are certainly favorable for tornadoes, perhaps long track tornadoes, especially in the enhanced region. Um, and I guess one other part of the cake that I kind of forgot about was is moisture. And moisture, if you go outside and it's really humid, you feel it being really humid. Um, it's you have a lot of moisture in the air. Generally, thunderstorms like that, because if you have drier air, it's going to be harder to get that condensation with that lift. So, moist air really helps amplify thunderstorms, and especially with tornadoes, usually a certain quantity of moisture is required, and we have more than that quantity right now. So, those are kind of the four main ingredients that go into these what are called supercells, and um, and that's what we've got going on today and tomorrow.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And so, really taking all of what Pac brought up there into consideration, you can kind of get an idea of, the kind of event that we're looking at tonight. And like, not even tonight, but going into tomorrow morning, and continuing through the day, um, tomorrow afternoon, as it continues to go through Alabama and Tennessee. Something I don't want to shy too far away from. Like, yeah, we're all here for tornado warnings and stuff, but we have two considerable returns for warnings, right? A lot of people don't really think about, like, if you're out in the middle of 70-mile-per-hour winds, man, you're gonna feel that. Like, you are going to feel that. Then you have lawn furniture outside, or like an umbrella, or a fold-up lawn chair. Why you would have that in January, or February, I don't know. But like all the small stuff that you don't have in your garage, or somewhere where it won't blow away. You might walk outside going to work tomorrow and be like, "Man, what happened to it?" Then your neighbor from 3 or 4 blocks down, he's like, "Hey man, I found your trash can." So like, really hammering home, like, even though you're not under a warning, you need to be heeding the warning, and taking them seriously. If you're outside grilling right now, you need to be inside. Come on. Like, look, it ain't worth your hot dogs blown away for you to possibly be injured, okay? I you know, I would rather my hot dogs be blown away than me get hurt, okay? Point blank. Um, Going back to the radar here, let's kind of look over what we got. And so far, we're looking at these. I mean, you got some rotation here. I am not overly blown away by it, but I mean, it is definitely there. Definitely there. But we are going to keep an eye on it. Right, let me go ahead and. Oh, come on now, get off there. Let me go ahead and go back to GR2, and we are going to continue. We're going to continue to keep an eye on not only that warning, but the other cells that we have up there in Mississippi, because at some point I'm gonna have to keep an eye on them. Let's keep going. Well, I need to be easy on the zooming. Like, I mean, yeah, this cell's rotating a little bit. Not a whole lot though. So really, we haven't had a whole lot to watch. And to be honest with you, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. Go up here all the way to Nashville and see what we got going on up here. Yeah. Yep. So, kind of going over a recap. Right now, we have 2 active tornado warnings and 2 considerable SVRs. But what we'll do is we'll backtrack over the. After we go down through Mississippi, kind of want to see if there's anything going on down here. And if not, we'll continue to. Not really. So let's go ahead and go back over our 2 tornado warnings we have out. We will go over. We will go over them. This right here looks completely outflow dominant to me. But I could be very wrong. I could be more than wrong. But I would not let my guard down. I would not let my guard down if I am in Ashland, Savannah, Blanco, and Alderson, Krebs, and yeah, Krebs, I believe that's what. Yeah, I would not let my guard down if you are in these areas at all. So they did go ahead. No, I'm crazy. They did go ahead and cancel the other warning. So we now only have one active tornado warning, and that'll be right here. That'll be right here. Right now, I am not overly impressed. Although that could change at any minute. Just because I'm not impressed doesn't mean the storm has to be crazy. And I say that. I need to be quiet. That might just be radar garbo. But we are gonna keep an eye on it. Okay, all right. Thank you for confirming that. Oh yeah, you are not kidding. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a very interesting looking signature here on radar that I do want to point out real quick. Let's go ahead and point that out right here. If I can get it to work. Come on, you can do it. Okay, maybe it won't work. Oh, there we go. But right here is your circulation. I know, big paintbrush. But yeah, that is going to be headed all the way up into here. Give or take, maybe. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Alright. I've got my eyes peeled on that thing. So, to kind of give off some town names real quick, if you are in Savannah, McAllister, Krebs, Alderson, you need to be hunkered down. I would say with a signature looking this good, you need to be hunkered down right now. Like don't wait on it because it may look unimpressive in a minute. Go now. It is not worth it for you to be out. Okay. I was wondering about that. Yeah. Because if that isn't contam, and y'all are gonna hear me bring up contamination. Contamination is basically where the radar is in such a spot that it is not able to visibly see the right data. So you may get into a spot where the radar is able to see it fine. You may get into another spot where it may be a little bit obfuscated, if that's the word you want to throw. So like you would have a lot of messy data where you would want it to be clear, and so that is what we talk about when you hear the term contaminated, range folding, anything that has anything to do with, radar. That, like, if people say, yeah, that's really contaminated, or yeah, that's range folding, it all kind of comes together into the same thing of, yeah, like, it's looking rather dirty on radar, meaning the radar isn't fully picking it up. So, that is what we mean by that. And continuing to look at our signature here, that is looking pretty good. Like for me, I'm not 100% sold on what I'm saying, but you need to be hunkered down, regardless. Whether you are in the polygon, like I would even say, like McAllister, you are technically not in the polygon, but you need to be hunkered down, like definitely, because more than likely they're gonna shift this warning out to you here within, I would say, another 5 minutes, maybe. I would be shocked if they didn't. I would be shocked if they didn't. But bringing McAllister up, this is our only active tornado warning we have right now. Time is 10:03 p.m. Central. We've been live now for 2.5 hours. And time is flying by. But going on with our ongoing tornado warning, we also need to bear in mind that, you know, a lot of the warnings today, regardless of whether it'll be today or tomorrow or the next day, you need to heed the warning. We don't want to take a risk. Man, like, even if you're not getting a tornado, you are going to get decent size hail. In fact, you can correct me. I think this thing is warned for like 2-inch hail, right? You know, something crazy. But man, what a storm. Okay, 1.5 inches. So even then, you got 1.5 inches hail coming down. That's gonna hurt. Yeah. Yeah, man. That sounds good. We've also got to keep an eye on this guy down here. Yeah, I mean, this guy's rotating pretty decently, I will say. Yeah, we will keep an eye on him. All right. All right, let's head back over here to the Mississippi-Tennessee border. See what is happening over here. All right. Got a few supercells trying to make their way up into Tennessee. See what we got here. Yeah, I mean, like, these cells I'm not really overly concerned about. It's really the ones down there in like central Mississippi all the way down into southern Mississippi. When they eventually get to firing, those are going to be the ones I'm looking at. But I also don't want to let my guard down on these because, like, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on these at some point. So far, let's kind of go down the line here. Okay. There ain't really a whole lot going on down here in Mississippi, which I'm kind of shocked of. But yeah, to recap, we have an ongoing tornado warning now for Pittsburgh County, Oklahoma. And yeah, we are going to wait and see how this thing plays out. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to throw down in the comments, go ahead and throw them down there. Or go ahead and throw them in the chat. Thank you, sir. It was like I brought up earlier, now we're kind of in a lull where you have to, you're kind of in between warnings and stuff, and you're looking at one and then you're waiting for another one to come up. So, that's kind of where we're at right now. Kind of laid back and waiting for something else. But Let's see here. See what this guy's doing. He's kind of broke up a lot. This guy up here, they might let that warning expire. They might. Alright, go ahead, Pack. Alright, buddy, go ahead and take it away.
Go ahead. All right. So, right now, the dry line, which is kind of the boundary between the moist air and the dry air, where in the moist air, that's where your threat for storms are, and then behind that, your threat goes essentially to nothing. That line is moving into Fort Worth right now, and will soon be moving into Dallas. So, um, Fort Worth, any sort of tornado threat is basically whatever you had is now over. There is not much has really happened there in reality. I'm not sure exactly how much was expected. I don't think a whole lot was expected, but whatever was as is now past. So I just want to emphasize that.
Alright, Pack, if that's all you got, I do appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Um, wait, Pack, what? I guess I need to ask you, what is that all you had?
No, I was just saying Dallas is coming up. Dallas will be soon in the good air, so to speak, behind the storms,
Alright,
behind any storms. And there's no storms coming Dallas's way right now either.
alright. Alright, hopefully that'll be it. I do appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Alright, so, kind of going off of what Pack brought up, I'll kind of re-emphasize it. If you're down here in DFW, let me go ahead and get a good radar here. So I don't know if y'all can see that. I will paint it for you. Right here, if I can get it to work. There we go. So right here is your dry line. Right? And as that dry line continues off to the east, we can X off DFW and literally DFW and eastward, or I mean westward. So we can start throwing X's up here. We can start giving people the all clear for severe weather for the night. But if you are in like east of DFW and east of that dry line right here, you are not out of the woods yet. Especially if you're up here, you need to be ready. I think it'd be worthy to note that we are by no means done with the event tonight. I am more than likely not going to be live for the entirety of the event. Due to time constraints, and I gotta be up tomorrow morning. I gotta be awake tomorrow morning. So we'll probably go on for another hour or two on our end. But given the kinematic environment, the environment in general, more than likely, you're gonna have storms firing ahead of the dry line. More than likely, they're gonna be supercells. We just gotta keep an eye on them, and really to hammer it home. Again, if you're west of DFW, of the DFW Metro, you're good. If you are east of the DFW Metro and you're on the eastern end of Texas going into Louisiana and Arkansas, you need to be weather aware. Point blank, you need to be weather aware. But what you can see is with the convection, some of the convection has fired in front of the dry line. So let me kind of paint the dry line here again. So here, here is your dry line right there. Wait, is that a new tornado warning? No, it's been there. Yeah, so right here's your dry line, and like all of your convection is going to be headed that way. Or I could have worded that differently. All of your convection is developing a little bit ahead of your dry line. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to our active tornado warning. Let me see here. All right. Back to GR2. Oh boy. Okay, and they ended up canceling that warning. All right, so we have no active tornado warnings. Okay. So what we'll do now is we will continue to keep an eye on the entire situation going forward. Till we have another warning issued, we will hang out. Overlay. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, sir. Gotta remember to do that. There we go. Alright, and they did go ahead and issue a considerable SVR for that same storm. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, yo, we're gonna keep going here for probably another hour. And then I gotta get off of here, get ready to go to bed, or eat a bite and then go to bed. So we'll probably be ending the stream off at around 11:30, 11:15 CST, providing we have no active warnings, and we're not covering an active tornado. If we are, we'll keep going. If we are, we'll keep going. But go ahead and kind of zoom out here. Go over here and take a look at Mississippi. And into Tennessee. Anything going on with you? Nope. Nothing. Not a whole lot going on. Not a whole lot going on. Right. Yeah, go ahead, Pat. Let me go ahead and bring you in here. All right, yeah, Pat, go ahead.
Okay. Just one thing I want to bring up, and it seemed to have kind of abated on the latest scan, but it's something important to kind of note. This one section, if you look from KTLX radar, it's easy to see, or KSRX,
Okay,
it's
so-
easy to see. I would use
Oh yeah,
Portsmouth.
yeah, I got you.
Near Canadian, Oklahoma. That is for the not the northernmost, but the second most northern severe thunderstorm warning of the bunch of the many.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah, I see what you mean.
there could be some bookend
Oh yeah.
vortex kind of stuff going on there. So that's something to watch out for. That could tighten up over the next few scans. Additionally, that warning to the north, the northernmost probably doesn't pose much of a tornado threat as it is in much less favorable environment for tornadoes specifically,
Right.
but it's still in a favorable environment for severe wind, and it's kind of bowed out, so I would expect some fairly strong winds up with that warning. Um, so that can't be, and they're calling for 65 mile per hour wind gusts,
Oh boy.
so that can't be ignored.
Yeah. No. Well, heck, if that's all you got, yeah, we'll keep going. But no. As Pac brought up, um, okay, uh, um, no, I mean, like, as Pac brought it up, whether you have a tornado or not, you're going to be dealing with very strong winds today. 50, 60, 70 mile per hour winds in one storm. Man, that's pretty strong. And I don't want to not bring it up, bring up the wind threat. Um, because the non-tornadic wind threat is going to be there. Whether it be trees, power lines, lawn furniture, you name it. I would highly recommend if you have a garage, go ahead and throw all your stuff outside in it, and you'll be all right. You will be all right. Yeah, all we are doing is we hanging around looking at weather. We currently don't have any active tornado warnings at the moment. At the moment. But no, so going into later on tonight, we'll continue to see the severe weather threat possibly increase. Right now it's hard to tell. Based on you know different like it's hard to tell based on models what an environment is going to do and how an environment is going to handle convection and all that. So really, you can never take models as 100% certainty. Like today, you know, models have disagreements, kind of like let's say you and your buddy, you agree on a $3 bet, and you shake on it, you lose the bet, and so your buddy's like, "All right, make it $5." Right? That's the HRRR. The HRRR is that guy. You know, everybody leans on it for help, and I need to keep an eye on that bookend. But anyway, TLDR, uh, don't trust every model you say. Ooh. Keep an eye on this right here. Let's keep going down the line here. See what we got. Ooh, wait a minute. We go to GR2 real quick. Trying to make sure. Good. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on bookends up here, man. So to kind of go into detail about what a bookend is, really quick, we can. So imagine you've got all your warm. Here, let me get a marker. All right, I need a better color. Tell you what. So imagine you got all your warm air coming up this, right? And you got your kind of warm air in a way it's wrapping around. So then sometimes you can have little spin ups like right in between here. They won't last maybe 3 or 4 seconds and then they'll be gone, or minutes. I mean, and then they'll be gone. And so you know it's why it's really important to always be on the lookout for brief spin up tornadoes and bookends because they can definitely happen. They can definitely happen. Um, so let's see what kind of other radar we have. Got you way back here. Try that. It's about the same. Oh, all right. So again, to recap, we're at 10:25 p.m. Central. We've been live now for about 3 hours, give or take. Yeah, so far we don't have any active tornado warnings right now, but that could change. That could change. Oh boy. All right, and they did cancel the considerable SVR. So right now, all we have are regular tornado warnings, and that's about it. Or regular severe thunderstorm warnings. That's about it. So we shall hang around. Go over here. Oh boy. Anything going on right here? Nope. What is that warning? Let me look real quick. Wrong screen. Let's see. That'd be for Fayette County and Haywood County. Oh, All right. So while we don't have any active tornado warnings, we can go over the threat. Going over the threat would be huge. So that way, let me go ahead and pull up the. All right, let's go ahead and do threat. Or day one outlook. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so let's go back down to Holly Springs. I know we were down here earlier, and oh yeah, we got to keep an eye on these, especially that cell right there in Middleton. So yeah, I would say if you're in Middleton, Mississippi, near the or wait, no, that might be going into Tennessee. Yeah, that is into Tennessee, I think. Yeah, can't tell. Uh, going GR2. Right, not GR2, but right. We are currently in active tornado warning limbo. We are in the low. We are in the low. Oh boy. All right. Anything going on here? There's not really a whole lot going on right now. Tell you what, Pack. Hey, Pack, real quick, if you are able, are you seeing anything interesting out there? You feel like would be noteworthy? He may not be here.
Uh, Pack is not here at the moment, but I do have some areas that I am watching. If you'd like my input,
Yeah, go ahead.
you actually have one of them on screen right now. So, south of our severe warning. I'm watching this little area near Middleton.
Okay.
Um, Nothing impressive right now, but there are some elements in it that I think, or there are some parts of it later on down the line I could see doing something. And there's some new storms popping up down near Holly Springs again. I know we had something going on down there earlier. This is past you now,
Okay.
but there's a little discreet cell near Holly Springs that I'm watching in the long run.
Okay. All right.
If it can get its act together and start growing, it could do something in the long run. But it's really just a watch party right now.
Yeah. All right, JD. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And you know, as JD brought it up, you know, we're really in a watch party right now, or as I brought it up earlier, we're in a limbo. Um, normally with these events, you have your highs, your lows, and right now we're in a low. Now, am I saying it's gonna get crazy later? No, it might, but it might not. Really, all we can do is, you know, keep an eye. I believe they expanded that severe warning. But yeah, so as a general rule, as a general reminder, we'll have to keep an eye on this area down here. We will have to keep an eye on this area down here. All right. That little cell right here is small but mighty, I'll tell you that. All right, while we're waiting on that, we'll go ahead to our Oklahoma, soon to be Arkansas storms. As we had Pack bring up earlier, we could have a few bookends developing. And, that's something we're definitely going to have to watch out for. We really are. All right. We'll sit here and wait it out, I reckon. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I'm just kind of going through Twitter right now. Seeing what I can find. So, since we have no active tornado warnings, we'll go over your day one risk. How about that? All right. Let's go ahead and talk about our outlook, right? Okay, we have a level 3 out of 5 for today and tonight. We have level 3 out of 5 risk of severe weather. And what does that mean? Now, what that means is on level 1, you have a marginal, a slight, and then a level 3, which is enhanced. As the night goes on, we expect convection to get a lot more robust and a lot more widespread, if you will. And so with that, we have the possibility. We have a 10% hatched risk of tornadoes, meaning you have a 10% chance of seeing an EF2 or greater tornado within 25 miles of a given point. 30% hatched, meaning, no, it's not hatched. Regular 30%, meaning you have a 30% chance of seeing winds of over, I believe, 70 miles an hour. Or no, greater than, 70 miles an hour between a given point. Let me rephrase that. You have a 30% chance of receiving or getting, I can't think right now. You have a 30% chance of getting uh, 79 or greater winds, basically. And then into the 10%, you have the same way for hail. And then, yeah. So, your threat tonight isn't going to be over by any means. I would say your threat will continue if you are in. Let me go through. If you're in Arkansas, or no, if you're in Oklahoma now, I would say your threat will be over by around 2 to 3 a.m. Anyway, if you are in Arkansas, you might be looking at a lot later. But yeah, I mean, I would say if you're in Oklahoma, you'll probably be good by around 3 a.m. or so. Yeah, right now we have no active tornado warnings, and I don't think we have had a tornado warning here in about 45 minutes. But right, kind of go through and see what we got here. Okay. Anything crazy going on over here? Not really. Not really. So yeah, we're probably gonna go on now for another 20. I'll probably keep going on for another 20 minutes, maybe 30, and then we'll cut it short because I gotta get in bed, get me a bite to eat, and get up tomorrow. So far, even though we're not really in the heat of it yet, pretty tame event. I don't want to jinx it, like I probably already have. But not really a whole lot going on at the moment. All right, let's go ahead and okay. All right, anything going on down here? Not really. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go back over to. Let's see what we got going on over here. Not really a whole lot. Not really a whole lot. Go down the food chain a little bit. Alright, I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and end it off at 3.5 hours. How about that? So another 18 more minutes and we'll go ahead and close her down. We are going to keep an eye on this until then. Alright. I'll tell you what, Pack, if you're still watching, I'm tempted to make it a 320 stream. Right now anyway. So I think we'll go ahead and end it off here. and pick back up tomorrow morning when I have a little bit more rest and more food in me. So, all right. I do want to say to anybody who might still be here or be watching the VOD after the fact, thank you for keeping up with me for like 3.5 hours. A lot to do. But, man, right. Let me go ahead and get done. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it beyond belief, and I'm hoping we'll be here tomorrow. Knock on wood. I'm hoping I'll be here tomorrow. Thank you all, and have a good night and stay safe.